Okay, so we're going to watch Erica's breaststroke here underwater. Erica, as we're watching the breaststroke, times when you're not able to watch the video, look back at the email as well. We've got some notes in there, that different things that we've seen that we'd like to see you working on, different things that we see that we think you're doing really well on and continue to improve upon. So do make sure you take a second to look at those notes. Love how long your body line is in this breaststroke. You do a great job of finishing that kick. Nice job of keeping your hands nice and high in that water, moving forward. Like how you're keeping your head pretty still. Lots of good things here, Erica, that's for sure. Go into your wall. You hit that wall pretty well as far as getting your legs in. Good job of stacking those feet. Your hands come off that wall really, really well into a nice tight streamline. So a lot of things that we see that we're pretty pleased with. So let's kind of take it a little bit, and we're going to start over here and kind of take it step by step. All right, so as your hands start to push forward, Erica, you can see that you're dropping that head right down in line. Your hands are a little bit low in that water. We'd like to see them just a little bit higher. Okay, so you're pushing forward really well. Just get your hands up a little bit higher. You don't want them to come above the surface, right? But you do want them just below that surface. Head position looks down pretty good, but you can start to see here you're starting to flatten those hands and kind of push them up. And part of the reason you're pushing them up there is because you did that very little bit of a drive down in the very beginning. Okay, we do want to make sure that we're pushing forward just a little bit higher. You're starting to get that head up pretty early. Your hands start to get out past those shoulders. You can see the head's breaking that surface. This is a little more wide than we want to be. We do want our hands just going out just a little bit past shoulder width, and then you start to scoop them in. So let's try to make that pull just a little bit smaller. But as you start to scoop in here, you can see this strength and the power in your breaststroke. Great job pushing your hands back towards there. That looks excellent. Really, really nice there. As you bring your hands, they're right here underneath your chin, which is good. Just get them a little bit higher and they're perfect, okay? So that's not too big of a deal, Erica. It's just a matter of raising them a little bit higher in the water than where we have. Excellent job of engaging that kick. Head down. You're fully stretched out here as your kick starts to get into the power phase. Great job of finishing those legs. The one thing we always like to see is getting into that next stroke right when your feet are finished. So your feet, while they're a little bit one higher than the other, your feet are together finished as you're starting that first stroke. And you can see that your hands have already pressed out. That's perfect, okay? Well done with that, Erica. Again, as we look right here, we can see this body line is nice and straight. Your eyes are a little bit forward. Make sure they're a little bit more down, but that's a really good body line in that water, okay? You're just a little bit below the surface. Your head's under the surface, which is excellent. Good job of lifting that head up early. As we go into our turn here, there's two things I like. The first thing I like the fact that you're actually touching the wall and not touching the gutter. That's one of those things that very few people do. You do a really nice job of that. I mean, I absolutely love that. And when you do that here, look how well you cross those feet, okay? Part of what you're doing here is you're driving your legs in the wall perfectly. Your knees are going straight in the wall so well, and by bringing your feet underneath your body, you're actually using the wake behind you to push into that wall even better. And if I could show everybody how to do this, Erica, I would, because that's excellent. At the very end, you kind of turn your knees over to the side. Do make sure you kind of hit those walls so you're more in this position here and here, not so much in this position there and there. Okay, so it's just turning those knees up a little bit, but not too big of a deal. As your hand comes off right here, as you're getting ready to push off, you can see your hands are a little bit crisscrossed. Lock them into a streamline just a little bit better. But once you get streamlined right here, excellent. Eyes are down, body line is good. I'd like to see you maybe go a little bit deeper off that push, okay? Just a little bit. Good 3-second hold and waiting for that all underwater dolphin kick in the beginning. Perfect. Absolutely love seeing that. On that pull, a couple things that we see on the pull. So right here, from your shoulders down to your hips, right down to the front of your thighs, you want to make sure that's a little bit more powerful, a little bit more strength, a little bit more speed going to those thighs. When you get to your thighs, you want your hands to be on the front of your thighs. That will help keep you a little bit more streamlined. When you go here to the side, your shoulders start to fall down as well. If you get your hands here on the front of your thighs, your shoulders are going to be hunched a little bit, curved a little bit, and that's going to help keep your streamline even better. It's still a streamlined position. Head position, body position, I mean, textbook, really good. As you do that underwater kick, you can see that you slide your hands straight right as close to your body as you can. That's well done. On your first stroke, you've got to be a little bit higher in that water. Okay, as you started that stroke here, you're actually, once you go past your shoulders, if your head's not breaking the surface, in some point, that starts to be a little bit illegal. And right here, your hands are just a little bit past those shoulders, and you're not yet quite to the surface. So you're right there. You're right on it. Just make sure you start it just a shade later or get up a little bit quicker. One of the two, okay? But you're way past the flags. So that's awesome. Good job, Erica.